Good morning.
Hi.
Hi. Hi, chat. How you feeling?
Hi.
Hey, Derek shows go last night? Derek shows.
Derek's house didn't go last night because James wasn't feeling very well.
Oh, we're not, and I'm doing Dark Shares tomorrow for you all. By the way, yeah, that's the biggest piece of news. We'll drop that bomb. We'll start on that bombshell. Uh,
Mhm.
since Will is doing some more wonderful charity work, there will be no racing tomorrow. Instead, I will be playing Dark Souls for at least an hour for everybody. I'm going to hate it. It's gonna suck. I'm already dreading my decision. Um, but
I, I have a potential idea. If you will bear with me for this one.
yeah, sure,
If people still donate to Extra Life during this, right? Now let's put it a decent amount.
sure. Like,
Maybe what, $50?
oh, 50. Okay, $50 is a decent amount for you. I was gonna add a zero to the end of that, but sure.
I was gonna say, well, considering for charity, is like maybe do an extra hour or half hour
Yeah,
of Dark Souls.
we'll see how it goes. We'll put a bounty. We'll put a bounty on it for sure.
Mhm.
But it has to be during the stream. This is
Yeah,
this is
because I
this.
think to torture you is the best way to to get extra money out of people for extra life. And hey,
See, there's going to be kind of a funny moment here, and I guess because we're light on news, so I might as well just go into a random story as I'm known to do. Um, People may notice something different about my face right now. How you doing?
yeah,
Um, I might be able to find a NASCAR hat for next weekend stream because I was thinking about getting a NASCAR hat with this mustache, be like, it's a good old boy driving this fender hits down F1 car down here in Ashburn. gonna race this thing.
that sounds like a plan.
Um, yeah, Kim. By the way, but the reason behind this is that it's Movember.
Hmm.
We all know what Movember is, right?
Yes, for
You
prostate cancer.
prostate cancer, exactly. So not only are we raising money for Connecticut Children's Hospital and doing a bang up job for this, um, but I am raising awareness by having shaved off my beard and going full stash. Now, I put them away, but I have aviator sunglasses, and it
I mean,
looks exactly the way you think it looks.
if we got a big donation today on the stream live, I would join you. I would only keep the tash. I would keep the tash here. I would shave all of this off, apart from the tash.
Now, Kim has a picture,
Mm,
and we may have to release it or not, of me during the shave.
yeah,
At the point where I had shaven this section off completely and the
yeah.
underbeard, but I had the mutton chops leading up into that, and there was much laughing. And then there was no picture of this, but I shaved off everything and I kept the mutton chops going down to here. At which point, Kim was asking me if I wanted to get in touch with our good friend, our good friend Keith, and have him take me to one of his bars that he knows.
I mean, like a blue oyster bar.
Exactly. I told them. I told her. I told when I showed my mother this after it was done. She looked at me. She's like, "Oh my God, what are you doing?" I said, "Well, I know that the biker got really sick from the guys who do the YMCA, so I'm just trying to do my part to maybe stand in for him for a little while."
And as people are asking, are you going into porn?
No, we haven't raised enough money for us to start our OnlyFans page.
Or as many subs to go on Pornhub?
I mean, we could technically say because FIFA 21, and not only is FIFA 21 out, which the
Yeah.
game is the game, but the beta for Football Manager 21 is out, and I'm doing a Tottenham save. So you could almost say I'm just doing Ted Lasso. I'm a coach of the Tottenham Hotspurs. And coach, how many countries are in this country? 4. How? What? You cannot use your hands. That is a violation. It is a violation.
So good afternoon, everybody. Hope you're all well. Hope you're good. Welcome in to the TGWPIS podcast, because we haven't done the introductions today. I am Rod Teamaker, aka Will McKellar, and joining us as always, Tash in hand, it's James Atkinson.
Good morning. I know it is as ridiculous as you think. Like it is pretty hard. It is pretty out of control. I am happy with it. The only thing I'm disappointed is that it's not long enough that I can Raleigh fingers it, so I can't twirl it up yet.
Yeah, so you can't just go. Yeah, you can't do that bit where you can't. Nah,
True.
No.
Yeah, it's not yet. And the beard is starting to grow back in. Like I've already got some stubble here.
Yeah, you can see that bit around the chin area.
Which is funny. I think this is the best way you have to have a stash. A little bit of fuzz.
And the irony, it's just round here is where the only bit of darker colour is left in my beard. The rest of it is almost completely grey.
Yeah, TGWPIS only does PG porn. Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Whoa, open container laws. By the way, we won't be watching any of those videos anymore because DMCA.
They really have to sort that bugger out.
They are. I mean, I guess that's like the one news thing we can talk about, is that Twitch came out with a huge bunch of DMCA, basically saying they're sorry, and that they're giving us a roadmap, and they're trying to figure out a few things and trying to develop better technology and stuff, etc., etc., etc. Which is good. I mean, people raked them over the coals, which they should.
Yeah, justifiably, because did you see one of the replies to this?
Yeah, they said like, read the game's EULA. It's like, what about video game music? Well, read the EULA, and then if you need to mute the sound, the video game sound.
And then someone was copyright claimed because of a siren in a game. It's like, well, what? Do we now have to mute in-game sound completely? It's silly, mate. It really is.
It is. Is it Twitch's fault? Partially.
Yeah.
Is it because the DMCA laws are absolutely fucking ridiculous and ancient compared to internet terms? Absolutely. Now, that we could maybe start to see a change in that with the way things are going and the way things are progressing. We might be able to see some changes in DMCA law in the United States. Mm-hmm. But at the same time, Twitch got raked over the coals, and they should have, and they did, and the response got raked over the coals too. But at least now they're responding, right? Because at least look at the silver lining. At least like they're not sitting there and being quiet about this. They're taking their lumps, and they responded to that quote, and they said, "Yeah, it was a bad quote. We said that," but they're like, and they said, once again, we're working on these kind of things, but they don't have that yet. And so what? You want to know what? Are we a bit of Twitch? Are we a bit of, the 1 minute of the Guitar Hero on mute where the guy's just playing the guitar and he's, ugh.
The lady playing Skyrim was brilliant.
Yeah.
Bad boy! Perfect.
I think this is something where, and it's going to affect video game companies as well. Like, they need to now think about the music they're putting in games. From what I've heard, Activision, God, I can't believe I'm going to say something nice about Activision. Activision released zombies for whatever the Call of Duty that's out now, Cold War, Robert Redford Reagan Simulator 2020, whatever we're calling it. And there's a lot of music in zombies. Like, Activision went through and specifically made sure all of the music wasn't DMCA-able. Like, they double-checked that and made sure that. And it's just like, okay, that's cool. But, and also in a game like Call of Duty, if you're going to play the practice mode, which is known as campaign, the Cold War had some pretty impressive music in it. Had some pretty intense music. So it's a shit situation. I think it's just, I mean, the fact that you have to like send out those, you're probably gonna have to do those VODs now, and those VODs are, you're not gonna be able to save them, and probably shunt them to YouTube. Um, I've been a big proponent that Twitch needs to up their VOD service game for a long time.
Yep.
Because as much analytical data that we can get on a stream, and there's a ton of analytical data we can get on a stream, like how many viewers watched, what countries they came from, how the sourcing was found, how the revenue came in, all of that kind of stuff. When it came to VODs, nothing. Like you just know how many people watch the VOD, and even then you don't really know because they combined in the totals from the stream now too. That's a problem. If they had the analytical knowledge that like YouTube put in with that kind of stuff, that would make some sense. Because leading up to this point, we were seriously considering, do we just move content completely over to Twitch? Because like why wouldn't I want to do? I'm like recording Yakuza. Why wouldn't I just be like, I could have it on YouTube, but I could also have it on Twitch and have it be like a video premiere, a short stream every day at 7:00, just 30 minutes of Yakuza for people to watch.
Yeah, but with everything going on,
yeah,
it's like why should we?
I'm not. I mean, I'm not worried that Yakuza is going to get DMCA'd. What are they going to do?
Accidentally.
I mean, they've got songs in it like Baka Matai and all of those ones. But here's the best part: they're sung by the English voice actors. So it's them actually singing it. And to be honest, some of them are shit. But some of them are really good. So this is going to be an ongoing thing for a little while. I do know that like a lot of the cases that they kind of gotten, like that siren one, they resolved that quick. Like they went and they figured it out, and like Twitch themselves went, no, this is wrong, and they took care of the DMCA. And I think there was like 20 cases of like something weird like that where Twitch went in and resolved the issue and made sure that there was not a DMCA strike on the client on their account. Like they're responding. In some cases, they're responding better than YouTube is when you get a copyright strike on your account. So they're trying to be forward thinking. I think they've lagged too far behind on this. They don't have the technology in place that they should have, and it's been way too long for them to be able to do this. Am I happy that they're actually they've just lagged behind on this so far that it's ridiculous. At the same time, I do think that they are going in the right direction because they have direction, and they're at least, even though we are rightfully so raking them over the coals for all of their problems that they've had, they're at least taking their lumps and they're being open with us about what they're trying to do.
On some things, there's some they're not doing.
Yeah,
like
something
getting rid of unsavory characters that need to be removed.
Right. Let's streamers and that kind of stuff I'm not going to talk about because I'm talking about DMCA over here. It's his own thing. Though I did read an interesting thing about Twitch soundtrack. Twitch soundtrack, if you're using music from that, will because of the way their system works. Like, so if you're playing a game and you're playing with Twitch soundtrack, they have an algorithm or program base that will automatically detect that song and mute that song out of your VOD while keeping all the other audio for you.
Kind of like what the beta bit is on YouTube.
Yeah. So they have that for all of their music on Twitch soundtrack. And they said, if you don't and you get your VOD muted or DMCA strike, let us know, because that means there's an issue with that song and we will not strike you against that. That helps us fine tune our algorithm. And I'm like, okay, like you're trying to give people like music and stuff like that. So good on you. As for Twitch banning people, I mean,
yeah, that's a different story for another time, isn't it, really? But yeah. So yeah, busy old week this week for me. Xbox arrived. He's a chonky boy. It's sitting there staring at me right now.
Did you open it up and like was it like the opening scene from 2001: A Space Odyssey? He's like, oh, dun dun. You take out like the bones.
The video is actually on there as part of Anomaly Warzone. That just literally went live on the YouTube channel about in the past hour.
Great.
So it's there. So if you want to edit it out, you can do as a unboxing. But
That involves me editing stuff, man.
yeah, I know.
I still have the 4 Grand Prix to like tag and put up, the podcast from last week to put up, and accuse a video to put up. And you know how I'm physically feeling right now. So the likelihood that the podcast gets put up is yes. The likelihood the Grand Prix,
Maybe.
There's a reason. There's another reason why we're not doing the race tomorrow. I kind of don't want to touch the racing wheel for a little bit.
No, that's fair. Right, you did spend 9 hours on it. So yeah, I got a 12 terabyte hard drive to go with the Xbox, and it works very nicely. I had to make sure it turned on, and then it found it and went, "Oh, there's some storage here. Do you want to use that?" And yes, please. And like, oh, sure. Thank you very much. I'll sort it for you. And so the downloading and transferring, getting games and stuff off disk onto there has begun. I've got 2 left after the one that's currently in is finished, which it might have by the time we're talking. It's not bad, I guess. You know, the internet was a lot faster this time, so I can't complain too much about that. There is a very clever thing it does, though, and that is if you have a game that is better or is on, suited for the Series X, it will tell you this, and it will offer you the chance to, rather than put it on the actual normal external hard drive that I have, it will want me to put it onto the internal, the SSD, so it will run at its best. Without using any other games that you would put onto it, it'll just put the carry on the hard drive, which is a very nice technology. Speed. People will be asking me about speed, and this is one of the things I wanted to bring up. I have played total of 3 games briefly on there while I'm sorting it out and getting it all done. I have played some Baja Edge of Control. I have played some R-Type Dimensions, which I believe that is Dimensions. It's all generations with R-Type 1 and 2 from the 360. I have also played Aero on there. Now, all games on the hard drive. All games not Series X based. However, they do move faster. They do load up faster, which is great news to do it. And also the resume works for them as well, which I'm very pleased with. That was one of the big things that I was looking at. And you can also resume it from... I know you can't see me at the moment on the screen.
Fixed it.
You can resume it on your mobile phone, which is amazing. And I'll quickly show you this because I think you'll like seeing this bit. But yeah, so I'm loading up the app now. Now, ideally, you need the app, and you'll need the PS5 app to help you get your console set up quicker, because it transfers your data across there and putting all the thingies back in there. All your data in that back end on that one, which is handy, let me tell you. So on your main screen, you'll see. And now I just started that to get the update done. But yeah, as you can see, you can jump right in via your mobile phone by pressing that a couple of times, and it sets it up, starts it. I like that. I like that feature. It's lazy as fuck if you don't want to just grab your controller and just place it on that way. But let's say you're heading out the toilet, you want a game loaded up, ready for you to come back. Well done. Very nice.
On your way home from work. And
yep,
we used to actually physically go to work.
Back in the before times.
Back in the day.
But yeah, I have to say, from what I've done with it, I am impressed. Now, they haven't upgraded like the achievements as they would have, as I know Sony have done with their trophies, but it works. And I have no problem with it. And I like its features. So I'll be getting stuck in with a game that after this, I believe, before I'll be going to help Mook with her 24-hour stream.
Great.
So yeah, that's I would say that's pretty much what I've been playing for most of the week, apart from the stuff on.
Well, then I'll tell you what I've been playing.
Okay.
Yakuza Like a Dragon.
Yes.
Check it out on our YouTube. No commentary playthrough. I don't know how many videos I'll do until I just say, screw it, I'm playing this game for myself. But I figured I'd at least throw up the first couple chapters for you guys. The voice acting is great. English voice acting is actually very good. They've nailed a lot of the characters. Without spoiling some of the voice actors, your boss in the Arakawa family, who's your boss of the main character, Ichiban, is voiced by George Takei, and he's in the game a lot. This isn't like a and starring George Takei kind of thing. Like, he's in it a ton, and it's not like George Takei just phoning it in and being George Takei. Like, it's a professional performance. So I'm really happy about that. It's ridiculous. It's hilarious. It makes you feel a lot of feels. There is a scene early on in the game where you're in a homeless camp and people are coming through to collect money, and they make you hide in a cardboard box, and they open the box and your character goes, "Hi there," and then leaps from inside the box, flying headbutts the guy and lands on top of him, proceeds to then tell them how they're the lowest of lives of scum, and then beats the shit out of them.
That's amazing.
Yeah, there's another scene earlier before that where you have to take a leap of faith, where your character has to jump from one building to another building. And there's it's like a 2-story like down this way and a vertical jump that like that. So they do that. The partner who he jumps with lands and does a roll. Your character jumps, hits with 2 feet, springs up, and then drop kicks a guy in the face. And then a battle starts.
Man.
And there's a character with hobo magic who throws seeds from his pocket and pigeons attack and fights people with an umbrella, and has a healing maneuver where he throws cardboard down on the ground and takes a nap. I ain't joking. These are things in this game, and it's JRPG.
Yes. I've seen the sort of fighting mechanic because I was watching some of PlayStation Access do some of it earlier.
It's a pretty in-depth. It's funny because the character quotes life as an RPG. He's like, life is just like an RPG. I want to be a hero like in Dragon Quest. And so when you get a party member, it kind of plays like the little like 8-bit Dragon Quest theme when you get people in your party or when you complete a quest and stuff. And he's like, oh man, life is just like an RPG. I'm leveling up. It's just like, oh god, this game is very much it's hitting me in all the right places. The guy's the guy's he's a self-possessed gamer. Like, he says he's a gamer all the time, and he equates everything in real life to RPG terms. And the way that they've done the random battles is amazing. So when you hit for the beginning of the game, everybody you fight.
Yeah.
But once you hit a certain point, when you can start changing your jobs, so when you change your character's job, their class, you can change their outfits. So like you
Right.
could be like a hip hop dancer and the guy wears like a hip hop costume. But when you're running around normally, you're just in your character's regular clothes. But when you go into a battle, like this kind of like flash of light goes over and then all of a sudden all your characters are in their job costumes. It does the same with the people you're fighting. So like you go and you have this fight against people who are like trash mimics. So it's like guys just in like their legs and their heads sticking out of a trash bag in the middle. And he's like, "Do you guys not see that?" They're like, "No, they're just random people. What are you talking about?" It's like, "No, really, they look like this." And they go like, "No, you're just crazy, man. You're just seeing things." And it says, due to Ichiban's wild imagination, when you get into battles, people may change what they look like to be in RPG terms. So it's quite literally built into the game that, like, yes, you may be just fighting Yakuza, but Ichiban sees them as, like, a giant, like, you know, cinder block wielding dude called Ogre-chan.
Nice.
And you meet this guy called Suji, who's a
Mhm.
crazy doctor, and he gives you this thing called the Suji Dex, where you need to go around and find all of the Sujimon, aka you need to battle all of the it keeps a track of all of the different enemies you battled, their strengths and their weaknesses. You go in there, he gives you the Suji Dex, and then he asks you to choose red, blue, or green Sujimon. 3 guys in suits to start with as a starter Sujimon to fight.
I gotta try this.
It gets itself. Like Yakuza games have always been very self-aware. I think Will, you would agree with that.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
And I don't know where, and I don't know when, but Majima's in the game, and he's voiced by Matt Mercer. I need to, and apparently it's like over the top as hell.
Yeah.
I do want to happily say that, remember when Yakuza was dubbed?
Yes.
The guy who did Kazuma, they brought back his voice actor to do him as well. So like, if anybody had an English dub previously, they brought those guys forward into this game. The only person who they didn't was Mark Hamill, who originally did Majima back in Yakuza 1 when they localized it.
I think I've got that over here.
So they didn't bring back Mark Hamill, which you can understand why. Apparently Mark Hamill doesn't remember doing that. So, as per usual, I have run on the one game that I've been playing. I will quickly bang through the other ones. Football Manager FM21 beta. It's out.
Mhm.
Playing as Tottenham, doing a beta save. There will be no Football Manager content from me on our YouTube or on our Twitch until 2021. Just kind of laying it out there. There will be no Football Manager content until then. That allows people to get the leagues and stuff set up, because we're doing another Road to Glory. I am not editing the database like I did last time to get TGWPIS FC. Instead, our main save is going to be the rise of Corby Town. We're going to take them back up into the Prem. So we'll take over Corby, run them up the leagues, get them in to be European champions. Funny thing about that, they've actually built Corona into the game. They have. Well, they haven't built. They haven't built COVID as like an illness your players can get, but
yeah,
they've decreased the revenue, the transfer revenues, and everything that you start with because of the decreased revenues from COVID and no fans being in the stands. You actually get a letter saying that like when they believe fans will be able to come back into the stands. So like you receive lower match day revenue until that clears through. So
yeah.
Oh yes, that's right. We do have to look for the next Pepe. Pepe hands. And I also will do a wrap up video for TGWPIS FC. I've been meaning to do that, but with the beta here, I almost probably will do our beginning save for the next year as also a wrap up video of 2020, so you guys can see the wonders that was Andrea Assman Pepe Hands, Joey Keating. Just the wonders of the characters we've had in that one. Pepe, I think, did become the Premier League's top scorer of all time, which was kind of my goal there. Going on from that, what else have I been playing? One other game, Assassin's Creed Valhalla, because I'm gonna go fucking raid Corby.
Yeah, find it, ransack it, and make it look better.
Mm-hmm. And when basically when they told me there's a settlement management simulator in Assassin's Creed, I was like, "You're telling me I can? I have to raid to get supplies, to build up my settlement, to get myself buildings, to give myself better stuff to go out and do more raiding?" Yes, please. I can't help myself when you put a management anything into a video game. By the way, Yakuza has a management section of the game. I can't help myself. Kid in a candy store. So yeah, that's pretty much all I've been playing. Also, we did play this thing called F1.
Yeah,
for
we
9
did.
hours last weekend. It went pretty well. It went about how we expected, right? Can I also say, it was
Pretty much.
Think about the betting into that game. It happened. Japan was a horrible race, second to last, but then third, second, first.
And you've set yourself up nicely for a run-in.
And now we've got Azerbaijan. Is it Azerbaijan?
Abu Dhabi.
Abu Dhabi. I'm thinking about next year already.
Yeah.
We've got Abu Dhabi with 5 upgrades that came in.
And if you survive, you win the rivalry. You win the head-to-head.
So, hashtag Team James.
The restart in Japan cost me.
Shouldn't have parked outside the pit lane. Should have talked to the FIA about that.
Can I park here, please?
Fano, can I park here? Fano.
We also did a little thing called Extra Life last week.
Did.
And as you can see, the personal total between Chris, James, and myself is right in the middle of the screen there. What we've done. $1,200.
Yep. Want to thank Jeff for that? He
Yeah.
helped push us over the edge.
Thank you, Jeff.
Technically wrong. It's $1,200.16.
Because someone went
16 cents.
So that means I do have to talk to Tim about doing an F1 race on F1 2020, which I haven't done yet, but this weekend with helping Mook out and the console, blah, blah, blah. It kind of just went off into the ether, but I have remembered it's still in here somewhere. And overall, our team total this year for Extra Life is $3,351 and 16 cents.
16 cents did make all the difference. Though Ed's back in front of us again. So by like $90.
Hey, that's fair. That's fair. It's been an amazing year.
Hence the Dark Souls stream. We're here to raise $90 so we can beat Ed. Why? Because raisins. They're good, they're yummy, and sometimes if you coat them in chocolate, they're tasty.
Yeah. We're team captain. We're supposed to lead the way. We're supposed to get other teammates going, oh, that's how much they've raised. I can raise as much as that. And push them on. But we do want to thank Ed. Yeah, Beer. Thank you very much, my friend. Thank you, Keith Patrick Don Fernandez. Thank you, Robin. You guys are amazing. Thank you, Gio, as well.
Thank you, Bionic, for putting that bounty on my last race.
Yeah.
Which forced the best driving of the day in the last race.
Thank you, Team 17, for some of the game codes. We still have some.
We'll be giving some more away. Totally worth it. Good. As long as you thought it was money well spent, that's all that matters.
Yeah. Because we have 2 more copies of the Escapist 2 to give away, another copy of Worms WMD, and a lovely benefactor
Lord,
also
my
gave
wing's
us a couple
gone!
more games.
My wing's gone, Lord! I'm never gonna not like that. Oh, that was another thing we could talk about before we go. Do you know 2K Codemasters?
Yeah, I've been hearing the rumors about that.
Yeah.
I mean, on the plus side, with Codemasters going into the the old microtransactions, who better than 2K to do that for them?
True. They are the kings of it. I mean, yeah, they're the kings of it because they've found the way to make it work the best.
Yeah, Gio, exactly.
Let's be fair. We played the F1 game, Will, me and you, for a long enough time between the two of us this year.
Mm-hmm.
The microtransactions aren't really a big deal in that.
No, because the Super Pass bit, I've already earned enough coins for potentially season 3 already.
I haven't even... Well, that's the thing, too. Like, you can actually earn enough coins to buy by doing the season pass, you can earn enough coins to do the next season pass.
Yeah, by just playing the season.
I think that's fair. I think, like, you could either spend money on it, or if you grind the shit out of it, you can do that. I'm fair with that. But at the same time, the stuff that comes in the season pass, what are they, Will? They're liveries, jumpsuits, hats, and, like, celebrations.
Yeah, it's all that sort of stuff, which you hardly use. Yeah, to do like they have with their other sports games. I'm not buying any further racing games from that. Again, that's fair. I can see that. Look how quickly I went off of Onrush. As soon as they changed their mind, went, oh, now we're going to start putting, you can get all this stuff, all these loot boxy stuff by using real money. It's like, nope, no thanks.
I have a question, Will, and this is a question for all of chat. If they did something like this, where they give you Formula 1 2021, they give you the basic, like they did this year, they gave you the Formula 2021 and the calendar, and then they gave you the F2 calendar, and then they gave you like the classics, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But I think this is actually something Codemasters missed out on, probably because they didn't have the track geometry for it. But what if like they said for like $199 or like up to $499, here's Istanbul, here's Portugal, tracks that weren't part of the game, but you could buy as DLC.
You could make your own sort of season up with those races and mix and match. I think if it was reasonably priced for the tracks,
$5,
then that's for the DLC.
Like I could see like $5 for a track. I think that's a fair judgment when you're thinking of a DLC. Because you think about it, they have to go and they have to like digitize the track. They have to get the geometry. They have to test it. They also have to make sure it fits into the game. I think that would be fair. Like
my concern with that would be around when when EA was doing Tiger Woods, and they were adding courses that were in other games already for free.
Right.
My concern is they overprice it. It's got to be a decent price. Like $249 a track for me would be perfect.
I would pay about $4.99 a track. And the only reason is because like I'm just looking at like other DLCs and stuff like that. I think that's kind of a sweet spot. Like,
because you're looking
$5.
What's the other tracks? What are the other tracks that came in today? So we got Turkey, Mugello, Portimao, Imola.
Yep.
The the Bahrain Oval. What else?
You can do the Bahrain Oval in the game though. They give you the alternate to try to do that already.
Not sure whether it's the oval one, but they do give you an alternate track for Bahrain. It's a smaller version. It's not the one they're going to be racing on, and also Nürburgring.
I mean,
So there's
If I
potential
if
there.
I if I told you, what was that 6 tracks?
Yeah,
If I told you for $25 you could get the 6 tracks that were on the F1 calendar this year.
I would say that's a little much considering how much the full game was, and it was 22 plus. I think between 12.50 and 15 would be a bit more.
Yeah,
Would be a better
I
price.
Bionic, that's true. Grind mechanics, no way in hell. But if they keep the game the way it is, the same right now, like the thing is with like an F1 game, and Will, you could probably agree with this. I don't know how you can make a grind mechanic work in career mode.
Yeah, no, the only way I can see that working would be for what they have done, and even then, not many people use them because you don't have to.
Yeah, with F1, it's all cosmetic. I mean,
Hmm.
they could put in like a thing where you can like buy early upgrades for your car, but once again, you're just ruining your experience. You're at that point for me, it falls down under
Yeah, you know,
you're you're ruining your first person. You're ruining your experience as a single player game. Like that's on you.
yeah, because you want to build your car, you want to strive for your car to be better, you want to go through the motions as such of actually building your car from scratch upwards rather than going, oh, my car's not fast enough. I'll just spend another 20 quid here just to make it faster.
Or I don't have the grip to go up the castle section.
Yeah.
Like I need to worry about my aero package. And do I compromise this thing?
Yeah, pretty much, Michael. They were. And that was a piss take.
And here's the other thing too, like I would be okay if like Formula 1 did like okay, here's a $20 DLC. But this $20 DLC lets you do an alternate career mode from like 91 where you get to do race in that car with those tracks for $20. I think that's fair because they have to, they give you all of the cars and
Yeah.
those tracks. I think that could be a ton of fun. Like if you're doing like, okay, here's a historical, my driver mode where you can race the season X season.
I mean, that closest to a great game was like Toka Race Driver, where you go through seasons and rise up the ranks of your motorsport career through different, disciplines. That was really good. I liked that. Something like that would be perfect. But hey, but yes, Extra Life, thank you very much for being who you are as a community. You are awesome. We, as a collective, as everybody who did streams for Extra Life and who donated, raised over $13 million to help them out. And that is absolutely astonishingly fantastic.
I think given the state of the world that everybody was able to raise that much money and was willing to do so says something.
Yeah, that speaks volumes. With all the shit we've had to deal with this year, with all the shit we've seen, with health, with people, that counterbalances it very nicely. And I think that's the perfect way to end it, I guess, isn't it?
Yeah. Thank you for whoever gave me Grind too. I guess that's a game I'm going to have to try out soon with the racing wheel. Maybe after F1, we'll see.
Yeah.
You've all been lovely. Thank you, chat. Will, thanks for joining us in. Hopefully you have an okay Saturday morning. Will, good luck. Everybody go see Mook tonight. 24-hour stream. You should go there. Just hang out. Be a ton of fun. I don't know if she's doing donations or not, but do the donations. Also, thank you, Lando. You know why. You know why, Lando.
Thank you very much, Lando.
My chat's gone. Should we raid somebody? Or should we just end this thing?
Who's on at the moment?
Oh God, I have to look.
Is it Dougie on at the moment?
Dougie is on. You're gonna make me type his name, aren't you?
Well, do you want me to do it?
I got it.
Ugh.
I just love the fact that Dougie has one of the most interesting names. It just gives me something to bitch about, and we all know that I would love to bitch about something.
While you're doing that,
Apparently, he's mind you, he only has follower and subscriber chat on, so that's the thing. I think all of us follow Dougie at this point, though, in this chat. If you don't, why don't you? So, there you go. I've been James. That's been Will. This has been TGWPIS. Enjoy yourself, folks. We'll see you next week. I'll see you tomorrow for Dark Souls. God help me. Bye-bye.
Bye.